Farland. Daniel, look at those temperatures behind you, and that's what we saw yesterday, the day before, the day before that. It's pretty much that low 60 mark is what we're going for.
Yeah, it seems like every time you walk out of your house, you're like, oh, this doesn't surprise me at all, does it?
No, it's not surprising. It's just this week in particular, really, the mornings have just been that cooler temperature every single time.
Yeah, you're right. And right now, we do have a lot of the area down around 60 degrees, especially if you wake up in a spot like Midtown. It's been very consistent out there. Oro Valley's had a couple mornings stay down into the mid-50s, but yet others closer towards that 60-degree mark. But since we've had a bit of a breeze on days like this where we're in the low 60s, it feels about the same if you're walking outdoors. If you're headed over towards the base, 59 right now for them. You also see 55 for Green Valley, about 57 for Sells. A lot of you in Cochise County are down into the upper 40s. So you have Benson sitting at 47. Same thing with Wilcox. Safford up at about 58. A lot of these spots you see right here do have potential for 90 later on today. And I think a lot of Tucson is going to be one of those spots. I think we could easily see about 93 degrees here in Midtown. Likely going to be as high as 91 to 92 throughout the rest of town here, with only a handful of spots getting stuck in the upper 80s. It's not going to be as many as what we saw yesterday, but it is going to be something to watch out there. Nogales about 88 for you as you get into the afternoon. I think Ajo will be the warmest, reaching around 95 during the day. So it is going to be on the warmer side if you're waking up over there, but keep in mind that I do think this weekend is going to be even warmer, but a cool down is going to move in next week. At least when it comes to the low temperatures for late tonight, these are not going to be changing too much at all. I still think many of us are going to be down about the mid to upper 50s across Tucson, with a handful of spots in Cochise County that could be down into the 40s. In fact, you have some spots like Wilcox, which tends to stay in the low 40s this time of year. Really expecting that for early tomorrow. Now, of course, the big thing we're going to be tracking throughout the day is going to be the winds, and they're already starting to pick up at the upper levels. So if you look over at the mountains right here, the Catalinas, you're starting to see winds that are around 20 miles per hour. I know the Mount Lebanon number says 14, but if you follow along with the colors right there and the colors at the top of the Rincons, you're already starting to see those winds picking up, and they're eventually going to be reaching ground level. So this is going to be the kind of winds we're expecting today. I do think in between about 15, 25 miles per hour being possible for the area we're talking about before that has that red flag warning. If you're in Tucson, we could easily have wind gusts around 20 miles per hour during the afternoon. So if today is your day to get out to the fair, I do think the evening is looking much better because the winds are expected to die on down. Now, over the next 7 days, we still are expecting a lot of warm days, but I definitely think Sunday is the big one to watch out for, because if we reach 100 degrees, it's going to be that day. The reason why I don't think it's going to happen on Sunday is because of that low temperature. If we get down to the upper 50s on early Sunday morning, I think it's going to be very difficult for us to reach the triple digits at that time. Well, that was weather. Let's go ahead and talk about traffic before you head on outside today. And things are still looking good for most of us across town here. No reports of any kind of accidents, but of course, during this time of day, we always have those slowdowns in between Orange Grove and River due to that construction.